The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
September 11th, 2019. I was giving a shiur actually in Stern College. In the middle of that shiur, my voice completely went out, but in a way that was strange. It wasn't just being hoarse. It was like, mamish, something was very off. But I didn't pay too much attention to it. I just said, it's okay. In those days, I used to get hoarse all the time from speaking often. The next night, I was giving a shiur to men. And maybe 10, 15 minutes into the shiur, I completely lost my voice. I couldn't say a word, laryngitis, but it wasn't laryngitis. Something was off. So the chaver started singing. And then I was able to speak for a few more minutes. And I mamish couldn't speak at all. And I knew something, I felt like something was very wrong. So I went to the doctor and ended up at a polyp. And after seeing a different doctor and after discussing and meeting with top specialists, it became clear that I needed to have a procedure. Baruch Hashem, a laser procedure, which is not really as invasive as a surgery as they used to do back in the day to literally cut it out. So this was already September 11th. This went on for a couple months. I was having the procedure finally in November. And the whole process, each time I went to the doctor to look at it and to figure it out, was that itself was a whole avodah. I don't know if any of you have ever been to an EMT to check out your vocal cords, but what they do is this might sound a little difficult to listen to even, but they literally put a camera down your throat, but through your nose down your throat, and to check what's going on there. So when I was preparing I had an incredible doctor, this Dr. Ivy. She says to me, the last time I met with her before the procedure, I said, do I have to bring my wife to the procedure? Because it's pretty intense and real. And she said, no, don't worry. The whole thing takes 10 minutes. You have to be here for an hour afterwards just so we make sure everything's okay. I said, and she said, it'll feel very similar to each time we check you. We put a camera the same way and together with the laser. And we'll all be good. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Okay, so I'm not that nervous. And then it was one day I couldn't speak at all, which was very, very interesting. Mamish was not allowed to speak a word for one day. Wasn't even allowed to daven. I had to stand next to the shlich sibur, and I wrote him a little note that he should have me in mind. And I was going to through Aryeh Cohen that day. But anyways, so I go in for this procedure. And I sit down in the chair, and the doctor comes in and a few nurses, and suddenly I'm surrounded by a whole team. And they put in all different types of numbing agents in my nose and my throat to make sure that it wouldn't be too much of a difficult procedure. And they put the laser in, and they put the camera in, and they start removing this polyp with the laser. And it starts to hurt. And then it mamish kills. And I'm sitting there, and I'm stuck with this whole team around me, and I have to keep my face, and it was the most pain I've had in my life. It was crazy. And then you start smelling literally the smoke of the skin burning. It's a laser, it's burning off that. And probably 3-4 minutes in, I mamish thought that's it, I'm going to burst out of here. I can't take this. It was so much pain. Mamish, so much pain. I remember yesterday. And there's nothing I could do. I'm just stuck there with my throat. There's things in my throat and my nose, and I'm and I remember I started, tears started coming down my cheeks because I was in so much pain. And then I start davening. And I couldn't daven with words, obviously. I couldn't speak words. I had all these things in my vocal cords. But I started davening b'machshava, with my heart and with my mind. And davening to Hashem, just that everything should go well, and that I should somehow feel calm and not be in so much pain. And I'm telling you, the moment I started davening, I was totally okay. And I don't mean nisim gluyim, the pain physically was still there, but the anxiety of it and the crazy amount of pain where I felt like I'm going to burst out, and it was just suddenly I was able to, it was the same pain that I was just totally able to handle. And it went on for like 5 more minutes. I was totally fine, and it was over. What was it? I was thinking about it later, what that was. And I realized, I'm going through this difficult, painful procedure. But the moment I remembered Hashem is by my side, the moment I started speaking to Hashem, the moment I brought Hashem back into the picture, it was all good. I could handle anything because Hashem's with me. Hashem's watching me. And therefore it's good, and it's going to be good.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org